Every belief you carry is a blueprint. It's not just a thought floating through your head. It's a structural instruction, a command, a piece of code your subconscious uses to build the architecture of your reality. The walls of your identity, the ceiling of your worth, the layout of your relationships, the locks on your abundance, the doors to your purpose. They all begin with belief. The Atlantis Brain Theory says this: you are not just living in the world, you are living inside the architecture of your beliefs. And until you change the structure, you will keep repainting the same walls, remodeling the same cage, redecorating the same trauma loop, thinking you've changed, when really, you've only reinforced the prison. Beliefs are not ideas. They are architectural commands. Every time you say, "I'm just not good with money," people always leave. "I have to do it alone." Being seen isn't safe. You're not expressing an opinion. You're placing bricks. Bricks in your neural structure. Bricks in your subconscious design. And once the blueprint is reinforced, the field responds. Not to what you want, to what you're structured for. This is why nothing changes until belief changes, because belief sets the frequency, and frequency builds form. Think of your belief system as a house. If your belief is, "I'm not worthy," that becomes the floor, and everything you build will be rooted in instability. If your belief is, "Success means isolation," that becomes the roof, and every time you grow, the ceiling caves in. If your belief is, "People can't be trusted," that becomes the walls. And now love can't get in, even if it's knocking at the door. This is why affirmations without belief don't work, because you can't slap wallpaper over a broken foundation. The field doesn't respond to affirmations, it responds to architecture. And here's what makes it harder and more powerful. Most of your beliefs are unconscious. They're running behind the scenes. They're inherited, absorbed, rehearsed, not chosen, installed. You didn't decide to believe you weren't enough. Someone modeled it. Someone said it. Someone made you feel like it. And your subconscious, always loyal to survival, accepted it. Not because it was true, because it was repeated. And the subconscious learns through repetition, not reason. This means your beliefs are not yours. They're echoes. Echoes of parents who feared money. Echoes of teachers who feared failure. Echoes of ancestors who feared power. Echoes of a system that fears the signal of your soul. And now you walk around thinking these beliefs are your personality, but they're not. They're scaffolding, and you can take it down. The Atlantis Brain Theory teaches that belief is the scaffolding of simulation. Every belief becomes a building code, and the simulation cannot render a version of your life that violates that code. If your core belief is, "I have to struggle to be worthy," then ease will be rejected. Joy will feel unsafe. Success will be sabotaged, not by choice, by signal. The subconscious will glitch any reality that contradicts its programming. That's not failure, that's architecture. So what do? We become the architect. Not by rewriting the belief in our head, but by redesigning the emotional and neural structure that holds it in place. Step 1. Identify the architecture. Ask, what belief must be true for this pattern to exist? Not what do I say I believe? What do I prove I believe? With action, with emotion, with repetition. That answer is the blueprint. It will feel heavy, familiar, undeniable, and that's good. Because once seen, it can be restructured. Step 2. Trace the origin. Where did this belief come from? Who installed it? When did I first feel it? What moment locked it into my nervous system? And, most importantly, is it even mine? Most beliefs aren't. They're inherited, handed down like spiritual debt. And if it's not yours, it can be returned. And And if it's outdated, it can be redesigned. Because belief isn't fixed, it's rehearsed. And what can be rehearsed can be rewritten. Step 3. Disrupt the pattern. You do this by behaving in contradiction to the belief. If your belief is, I must overwork to be safe, then resting becomes the restructure. If your belief is, love means abandonment, then choosing someone safe becomes the new frame. If your belief is, visibility is dangerous, then speaking up becomes the blueprint rewrite. The belief doesn't shift from logic, it shifts from action, because action creates evidence, and evidence stabilizes new frequency. Step 4. Anchor the new structure. You must reinforce the new belief until it becomes subconscious default. This means repeating it in thought, living it in body, proving it in behavior, holding it in feeling. Long enough for the subconscious to say, this is home now. And once the new belief becomes home, the field begins building on that new land. New floors, new ceilings, new rooms, new relationships, new realities. Because the architect updated the design. This is why people get stuck. They change their habits, not their beliefs. They renovate the house, but the foundation is still cracked. And then they wonder why the roof caves in when it rains. But it's not sabotage, it's structural stress. The signal doesn't lie. The most magnetic people in the world are not the ones who think positively. They're the ones whose internal structure matches their external reality. The field loves coherence, and coherence is when your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs all vibrate in the same signal. No friction, no fragmentation, no contradiction, just truth, stabilized, built into form. So here's your code. Your belief is not just mental, it's architectural, and the structure it builds is what the field obeys. To build a new reality, find the old blueprint. Trace where it came from. Interrupt the emotional loop. Reinforce the new frequency. Anchor it with action. That's how belief becomes structure, and how structure becomes signal, and how signal becomes matter. You don't need motivation. You need a new blueprint. You don't need more effort. You need architectural clarity. You don't need to hustle your way into alignment. You need to build alignment from the ground up. Because belief builds architecture, and the architect is online now. Belief isn't what you think, it's what your system builds with. And in episode 4, we'll go even deeper into the emotion you've been avoiding and the encrypted data it's been carrying. Because emotion isn't weakness, it's your signal waiting to be decoded. Subscribe now. The construction has only begun.